I have returned to Miami Beach. It's been 1 year. All these beachgoers wonder where have they been in the last 365 days. As for me, I know exactly what I was doing. Now I must come to this realization.
Another year, time for another top 5. And here I am, back in my old chair. It's the end of February, and it's time to look back at 2019. It's Oscar season. It is time to look at the top 5 best movies of 2019.
Is it just me, or it seems like chemical companies pretty much poison people and lie about it all the time? In this one, we talk about the DuPont Corporation. Dark Waters, Mark Ruffalo's character, is a lawyer who represents chemical companies until a friend of his grandmother's from West Virginia asked him to be represented. We later find out that Teflon, a chemical that the DuPont Corporation was producing, was polluting the waters and was killing this guy's cows. The one part about this film I liked the most was the fact that DuPont actually paid for a study on Teflon, which actually concluded the obvious that Teflon is rather dangerous, and they refused to pay out. The acting in this is superb. The direction in this is superb, even the pacing. I really hope you would go out and watch this film, especially now when it gets out on digital download. It's also great to see a film where Mark Ruffalo actually lives after challenging DuPont. Ford vs. Ferrari, starring Matt Damon, who plays Carroll Shelby, and Christian Bale, who plays Kenny Miles, is the unbelievable story that when Ford decided to challenge Ferrari at the 24 Hours Le Mans. This is a story about when two car makers literally get personal against each other, and they decide to take it to the next level. The Ford company enlists Carroll Shelby, a former winner of the 24 Hours Le Mans, to help him win. I particularly like this film. It is one of the best films I've seen this year. The Shelby company takes on the Ford GT so it can last the 24-hour endurance of Le Mans. The film particularly focuses in on Kenny Miles, a driver that the Ford company was not very fond of, which I find kind of interesting since the other two drivers of Shelby America were kind of rather interesting themselves. I actually wish they focused a little bit more on them. Of course, it always has the one executive that does not want Kenny Miles to race. The racing scenes of this become rather intense. I wish some of you would go out and watch this, especially now that it's on digital download. Well, here's a movie I saw in Fargo. After 10 years, the Marvel Cinematic Universe came to its peak. And the last 40 minutes of this movie felt as epic as any movie you will ever see. Every single character had some moment in that fight. This film was pretty much an emotional roller coaster, and I especially liked how they ended Steve Rogers' character, as well as the send-off they gave to Tony Stark's Iron Man. This film is about as epic as it gets for a superhero film. So I'm going to end it right now since I've already reviewed it. Please go watch. Ladies and gentlemen, this was the comedy of the year. Now, as you know, I've already reviewed this in the garage, so I'm going to be pretty blunt about it. It is excessively funny. I love the character interactions in this. I particularly love how the Crimson Demons clan basically they lure their opponents just so they can have target practice on them. I particularly love the people around the Crimson Demon village, as well as, let's face it, our resident explosion mage, Megamine. Of course, watching Cosmic get his comeuppance very traumatically was absolutely hilarious. This is a film I really hope you go out and find. And by the way, when I say it's the funniest movie, I think I should tell you, it hasn't been dubbed yet. Yeah, this is all in Japanese, and I was still laughing. So really, go out and watch this. Great, a film I reviewed in this very chair that I'm sitting in right now. I know this is up for a lot of Academy Awards, and believe me when I tell you, it truly deserves it. This is one of the best character studies you will ever watch. Joaquin Phoenix's Joker is probably one of the best interpretations of the character, if not the best. The acting in this is beyond superb. The direction is beyond superb. I particularly love how this looked like Taxi Driver, a gritty 1980s movie. This is beyond a reasonable doubt the best film of the year. I cannot say anything better. This might be the greatest superhero-related film I have ever watched. Todd Phillips should get the Best Director. Joaquin Phoenix should get Best Actor. All the accolades that I just named are well-deserved. I really hope this film wins them all. I really hope that you go out and watch it.
Look, I don't want to do a worst of 2019 movies. I've already lived them once. I don't want to revisit them. And, oh wait, I got company. There you have it. The best movies of 2019. I know they're not exactly the movies that you'd probably put on the list, but they are the best movies that I actually paid to watch this year. Also, congratulations to both San Francisco and Kansas City for making the trip to South Florida this year. And I guess I gotta say it. Thank you for watching this past year. I know I didn't come out with a lot of reviews from this chair this year, but hey, it's how the breaks worked. It's also not like I'd run off from making my next video.